You are listening to Mostaccioli Murder, Book 1 of the Jade Sommer series, written by Nicolette Pierce. Copyright 2020. Audio copyright 2025 by Pierced Heart Publishing. Digitally narrated with full cast of voices. Chapter 8. As I was on my way to deliver the pizza, I concentrated on the road. City drivers tended not to see nor care that I was there. I veered over as a taxi squeezed through, making his own lane instead of using the one that was already painted on the road. After 2 miles and lots of swearing, I finally reached the address and delivered the pizza. My reward was a door slamming in my face. At least he had the decency to toss a wad of cash at me. I counted it to make sure it covered the pizza. There was a quarter left for me. Gee, where am I going to spend this generous tip? I muttered. The man issued an order from beyond the door that I could stick my head in a very inappropriate and not at all reachable spot. No wonder Ross couldn't keep staff. Who'd want to deal with jerks all day for crap pay? It was a wonder any restaurants were open at all. I took a calming breath and returned to the restaurant to retrieve the pineapple and anchovy pizza for Mr. Cheerful. Thankfully, it was ready, and I was back on the scary road before too much time had passed. When I arrived, the gate was open. I jogged up the short walkway and rang the bell. Mr. Cheerful opened the door and glared at me.
"This better be the right order,"
he said right before he grabbed it and opened the box. His glare deepened as he cursed and chucked the pizza box to the ground.
"Are you screwing with me?"
No, I said. It's a pineapple and anchovy pizza.
"Where's my money?"
Money? What money?
"You tell that son of a bitch he better have my money by tomorrow or I'll come after him."
My mind whirled as I wondered what he was talking about. His size, snarled expression, and wife-beater shirt all screamed at me to run away, yet my mind was still processing. Are you talking about Wayne?
"Who the hell do you think I'm talking about? Give him the message that I want my money or I'll come after you too."
He's dead. Mr. Cheerful paused, blinked, and then cursed.
"You're lying."
I'm not lying. He's dead. I found him in the alley with a knife in his chest. Mr. Cheerful cursed again. He seemed to have an arsenal of swear words at his disposal, which I thought was probably good for him. I had heard that swearing took the edge off of stress, and he was obviously a highly wound-up type of guy. I inched my way backward, fearing he would demand from me whatever Wayne owed him, and I had no money, unless you counted the quarter, which Mr. Cheerful most undoubtedly did not. He stepped forward, reaching out for me with bulky hands. I jumped back and pulled the pepper spray from my pocket.
"That wouldn't stop me if you sprayed it,"
he said, even though he halted at the sight of it.
"I'll check on what you said. If I find out you're lying to protect that bastard, I'm coming for you. And you'll need a hell of a lot more than a squirt of that to keep me from killing you."
Mr. Cheerful retreated back into the house and slammed the door. I stood rooted in my spot for a second before my body unparalyzed itself, and I Scooby-Doo scrambled back to the scooter. I rushed back to the restaurant and found Ross helping on the food line.
"What's wrong?"
he asked when I came to a skidding halt in front of him. "That guy is a lunatic," I said.
"Pineapple and anchovy guy?"
Ross questioned. I nodded.
"We've never had a problem with him in the past."
That's because Wayne wasn't delivering just pizza. He was delivering money.
"What are you talking about? What money?"
I have no idea. But the guy tossed the pizza away and asked where his money is. When I told him Wayne was dead, he got crazy angry. I paced along the small space in front of the food line. Wayne was up to no good. Pineapple guy.
"Mr. Smith."
What?
"His name is Mr. Smith."
And I bet his first name is John, I said, thinking if I was a thug, I'd come up with one of the most common names, too. It had to be an alias. Ross shrugged. Anyway, whatever his name is wanted money. Not only that, but Lan has gone off the deep end looking for a vase that he thinks Wayne stole. Dad said Wayne had taken an advance on his paycheck. Wayne also has a very cross wife and a needy girlfriend. Who else am I going to run into on his deliveries?
You need to talk to Logan about this.
I'm not talking to Logan. Before, I had avoided Logan because I was angry and hurt. But seeing him again? I don't know. Whatever I had been feeling was slowly morphing into something else. Something I didn't want to dissect.
I'll call him. He can come over and we can talk to him together. He'll want to know this for his investigation.
I told you everything I know. You can tell him.
Jade, I don't have time for this. Stop being a baby.
I hated when he called me a baby. I was always the baby. And maybe I was acting like one now, but I had legitimate reasons, none of which Ross cared about, especially since he had warned me to stay away from Logan in the first place. Fine, I muttered. But when do I get my helmet?
Just go buy one and I'll pay you back later.
Can I take money out of petty cash?
No, I had to use it for other things. I haven't gone to the bank to replace it yet.
He sidestepped me.
You have an order up. I'll call Logan and have him meet us after closing.
I remembered Lily's tea I had in my pocket. I followed Ross to his office and set the small packet on the desk.
What's this?
Lily wants you to have it. She said it will help you relax.
I don't need to relax.
He clipped. When you say it like that, yes, you do. He narrowed his eyes at me. Just make the tea tonight. That's all I'm saying. I then fled the office and checked on my next order.
Careful with this delivery,
Aunt Dot said, handing me a boxed pizza and a bag of garlic bread. What's wrong with it? I asked, looking at the delivery slip.
Arnold Jugs is a devout nudist and will most likely answer in his birthday suit.
Why do we deliver to him?
Wayne never seemed to mind, said Arnold tips well.
Well, I needed the money, but I really didn't want to see a naked man.
Just keep your eyes up and you'll be fine. Now get going. We'll have more orders ready for you when you get back.
With a sigh, I headed to Arnold's apartment, which was a little more than 2 miles away. He was significantly underdressed, as Aunt Dot had warned me. I kept my eyes directed upward, although it was hard not to look down. Curiosity, right? Yeah, he was double my age, but one couldn't help looking at an accident on the side of the road. And this guy, with his long, shaggy hair and lack of fabric, was a definite accident.
You're new,
He said, taking the pizza and garlic bread from me. He placed it somewhere next to the door. I assumed a side table, but I wasn't going to look.
Is it Wayne's night off?
He died.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's horrible.
Yep. I was concentrating too hard on the water stain on the ceiling to make real conversation.
You're trying not to look, right?
Yep.
We were born naturally into the world just like animals.
But I kind of like those dressed-up dogs, like the pugs running around in bumblebee costumes. They're cute.
Cute, but not natural. Here's your money.
I held out my hand, and he placed cash in it. Thanks. I quickly turned around and hurried back to the scooter. When I was safe from nudity, I checked the amount he gave me. Dang. A $10 tip. Yep. He could stay naked and I'd deliver to him again. More people should be like Arnold. Maybe nudity did have a place in the world. Sometimes I wanted to kill my brother. This was one of those times. Just on the edge of Chinatown, the rusty screw stood out from the flare of Asia with its overall drabness and flickering neon signs. As I walked through the nearly empty dive bar, I wondered how I would carry out the dastardly deed. Death by noogies. He'd hate that. Perhaps a vicious purple nurple attack. I spotted Logan sitting at a corner table staring at a half glass of clear liquid. He was either pondering the drink, or he had a weighty subject on his mind. Probably the latter. Either way, I wasn't going to ask. All I was going to do was tell him about the nutcase people from today and go home to drink a bottle of wine. I took a seat across from him, jarring him from his thoughts. He glanced at me, and then his gaze swept through the bar. "Ross isn't coming," I said. "He said he was going home to sleep, which is what I want to do, so let's make this short." Logan gave a nod and downed the rest of his drink. Today started with Lan being upset by a missing vase. I pulled up the picture on my phone and showed it to Logan. He thinks Wayne stole it. I've asked around the restaurant, but no one seems to know anything about it.
Send me the pic.
I quickly sent it and proceeded. Then Jalen called the restaurant about the pineapple anchovy guy, aka Mr. Smith, or Mr. Cheerful as I like to call him. He wanted his pizza. When Logan looked at me with a quizzical expression, I backed up to tell him more details about my encounter with Mr. Cheerful. That seemed to interest him, so he nodded for me to proceed. Anyway, I dropped off another pizza to Mr. Cheerful, pineapple and anchovy, just like all of his other orders. He chucked it on the ground and asked where his money was. I had no idea what he was talking about, but I told him Wayne was dead.
What did he do?
He thought I might be lying and threatened me, but then he went back into the house, and I left.
And the guy had Jalen's phone number?
I nodded. Seems like Wayne owes multiple people money, including my dad. Maybe he really did steal the vase. But I hardly think he'd get anything from a pawn shop. Lily said there was some value, but it was mostly sentimental.
Anything else happen today?
I met Arnold Jugs. Logan grinned.
Nice guy, but he can't seem to keep his clothes on. He makes regular visits to the station.
I like him. He gave me a $10 tip,
Be thankful that's all he gave you.
Logan said as he stood.
I better go check on Jalen.
Do you think she's in trouble?
If the guy knows her phone number, he knows where she lives. And if he's hell-bent on getting money, he'll definitely pay her a visit.
Should I come too? I asked.
And what would you do if he was there?
Logan asked, obviously thinking I had no skills for this type of situation, which I guessed I didn't. I pulled out my pepper spray. I'm armed. He raised a brow.
Nice try, Vigilante, but I got this covered.
He sidestepped me and placed money on the bar.
I'll give you a lift home.
I'm fine.
It wasn't a question.
I crossed my arms and glared at him. It better have been a question.
It wasn't. And no matter how much you glare at me, it still won't be a question.
I'm only 5 blocks away. I don't need you to escort me home like a child.
That's 5 blocks too many. Are we going to stand here all night and argue, or do you want to go home?
When did you get so bossy?
Jade, I know who's on these streets and it's late. Why take a risk when you have a free ride?
Well, that part was logical. I didn't mind so much when he put it like that. It was weird seeing Logan after 10 years. Some things were familiar about him, like the mischievous gleam in his dark eyes when he smiled. His smile, too. But there were new things, like his bossiness, or the fact that his body had filled out so well. He was irritating. He raised a brow.
Well?
Fine. I'll let you win this time.
I wasn't trying to win, just to keep you safe.
Why would you care what happens to me? He frowned.
Things might have ended badly between us, but that doesn't mean I want you to come to harm. You're my best friend's sister.
Great. I was back to being the best friend's sister. I guess it was better that way. Maybe thinking in those terms would help me get past all the old feelings that seemed to gnaw at me. Still, I didn't like being pressed back into the category I never wanted to begin with. Let's go, I said. I followed him to his SUV, which was parked just down the block. He'd have a straight shot to drop me off, but as soon as we were buckled in, his phone rang.
I have to take this,
he said to me as he answered the call. As I waited, I looked out the window to the dark city. Just how many bad guys had Logan run across in his line of work?
I'm on my way.
Logan tossed his phone into the cup holder and started his car. He did a U-turn. Where are we going?
There's a disturbance at Jalen's address.
Mr. Cheerful?
I don't know. Squads are heading there now. I need you to stay in the car just until I see what's going on.
Stay in the car? I'm not a dog.
Please don't argue with me on this. This could be a dangerous situation and I shouldn't bring you in the first place. I've been running into dead ends with Wayne's case. This could be the lead I need.
I didn't want to wait in the car, but I also didn't want to get in the way of an investigation just because of my own curiosity, which was currently spiking through the roof. Was it really Mr. Cheerful, or some other kind of disturbance? There was no way to know for sure until Logan checked it out. And then he was going to tell me everything he knew, whether he wanted to or not.